I know you guys like a nice rack just as much as I do, but the only thing better than that is a stacked rack. And that is what we'll be doing today, stacking that rack. But since the rack does sit so close to the ceiling, which is a good thing, I'm not knocking it, that's what you want, so it's not hanging down, I figured I'm going to make my life infinitely easier and go ahead and remove the rack to install all the Molle pouches, since it is just 4 screws, 2 over there, and 2 right here. So I'm going to go ahead and take that down, because there's just not enough room to, I mean, you could probably get some of the straps through here, but it's just going to be a huge pain that I don't want to deal with, so taking the Molle rack down. Doing this video inside today, so I'm not fighting over the sound of a plane that seems to be passing by every few seconds. So you can see here I have the rack off. Got one of those regular moving blankets down just to protect the painted finish. I have a few Molle pouches I'm going to install. These are actually the ones that I had on my backseat Molle panels, so I just wanted to go ahead and get these loaded up here. I do have some assorted Velcro straps I got off Amazon, just in case I need them, but on these, I've already installed this one. I'll show you that in just a second. Here is an identical pouch. You can see they do have the straps on the side, and they do have the like the lateral Molle attachments right there also. Here's a different size pouch. Pouch does not have the button attachment like the longer pouch. It does have more of just a regular corded attachment. So we'll go ahead and get these installed and show you the process. And of course, as you can see, the width of the overhead Molle rack is perfect for these small to medium sized Molle pouches. I love the way it just fits in there nice and seamlessly. Now, I was never in the military, so I'm sure for some of you who have served and definitely have experience in this stuff, working with the Molle pouches, the straps, just the system in general, some of this will be a little redundant, but I quickly found out that if you just run the strap like from the top insertion point down to the bottom and then attach it, that's not going to be very secure. This will slide all over the place. So the more times you can run it through, not only what you're mounting it to, in this case my overhead Molle rack, you can see right here I went up and over right there. But on the next one, you're probably not going to see it on camera, but right here where it goes into the back, I do have this run through the middle. I'll show you on this one of one of the canvas straps right there on the actual pouch. And then again, coming out up and over one more time. And then on the bottom, again here, because it's the same pouch, I just have it attached with the buttons on the bottom. I did give it a quick test and it's pretty secure. You can hear some of the stuff rattling just a little bit. That's just the nature of what I have in there. There's some hard plastic. And just to show you real quick, this is just some basic trail gear. Got an emergency blanket, good old multi-tool, and then a basic fire starting kit right there. So the plastic on this sort of bumping on the multi-tool just a little bit, but that doesn't really bother me too much. I will say when you're putting on the pouches, I also quickly discovered it is much easier to do this with the pouches completely empty. So you can sort of compress them down, get them nice and tight up to the Molle rack. So also keep that in mind. Okay, and those sometimes take just a few practice runs, but again, if the pouch is empty, you'll get it down. Make sure every time you take the strap and loop it either over something, in this case the metal of the bar, or under, like through the canvas strap attachment there on the actual pouch. Just make sure you pull it as tight as possible. That way this isn't going to slide around and cause any rattle noises and drive you crazy. And for the last pouch, I have a little like bracelet compass right there. You can see in the Tacomaholic orange and black. Got some extra AA batteries, plenty of these hooks that also go on the Molle pouches for the straps, and a length of paracord just in case. So again, removing all that stuff just so this is easy to install. And lastly, I almost forgot this, I got one of these med pouches which has a ton of storage space, comes with a cool medical patch right there, and the best part, it is tearaway, so you can see with the Velcro backing, I will mount this to the Molle rack. That way, in the case of emergency, the actual medical pouch is ready to go, so I can grab it, tear it off the Velcro real quick and do what I need to do. So we will mount this right now. So you can see the Velcro part of the pouch. It does have those two straps like the first one I mounted today, and it does have a regular strap that I'm actually going to loop around the entire Molle rack and cinch that tight. It is overlapping and hanging over on the bottom just a little bit because I could not get the button claps on the back through the smaller slots on the top of the Molle rack. But on the back you can see it is plenty secure, and there's still probably at least 80% of the Velcro nice and flat, so when I put the medical pouch on there, it's nice and secure and of course ready to tear off and use in an emergency. Alright, got the Molle rack reinstalled all by myself. That was pretty fun trying to attempt that alone. Sort of balanced it with my head in the middle and tacked the bolts in on either side, but I got it done. Didn't hurt my neck, maybe just a little bit. So that is what the Molle rack looks like with the pouches I've added already. I wanted to show you a cool thing. You can see with the medical pouch right here, even though measuring down from the ceiling, it looks like it hangs down about 6 inches, maybe 5 3/4. It still doesn't really block my view that much. You can see it right there on the picture. And really it hangs down even with the back of the headliner down there at the top of the glass anyway, so that's not really an eyesore. Of course, you can see in my rear view mirror right there, you can't even see the other pouches at all. You sort of have to go under to look at them. So that's the view. Very pleased with it so far, and a couple bonus things for you guys real quick before we end the video. Since we are talking about Molle racks today, even though I did just install the rear panel Molle rack, I do have a few things mounted. You can see my Gerber trail machete right there. Just a few of the Velcro straps on either side of that, holding it nice and secure. Over here I have my mossy oak. This is like a 3-in-1 saw for, you know, small branches and stuff on the trail, nothing major. And then on the bottom right here I have my tire pressure monitoring kit, so all of this stuff is nice and secure. I have driven around a little bit. No vibrations at all, so very pleased with that. I will of course get tons more stuff loaded up here on the rear rack. And I know from the last video a few of you pointed this out and I could not agree more. The silver bolts sort of stand out big time depending on the light, but it's sort of hard to source these and you can only get like 10 packs, so I don't really feel like spending 10 bucks just to get some black oxide hardware for that to replace those. So that is what it is for the time being, but of course once I get the rack loaded up you're really not going to see those at all. So there is a quick update for the rear Molle rack. Alright everybody, that will do it for this video. As always, thank you so much for supporting the channel by watching this video. I still have plenty of space left on the rear rack and the overhead rack, so let me know things I need to get for it. I do have a few things purchased, just waiting on certain attachments and straps to get those mounted the way I want. But I'm always looking for ideas, so comment below, let me know what you think. As always, there will be links down in the video description below if you saw anything in this video that you want to get for yourself, whether it's the Molle pouches or the straps or anything like that, so go ahead and check that out. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you in the next video.